According to the Enforcement Directorate, the latest news that we have coming in is that the Congress allegedly used scam money to bribe Lok Sabha voters. This is with regard to the Valmiki scam in Karnataka. Remember that had become a huge political showdown. According to the Enforcement Directorate, our sources are saying that the scam funding was used to bribe voters so they can vote for the Congress party. Remember Valmiki Corporation scam, that the funding that was supposed to be meant for poor people, for their welfare, was allegedly transferred to politicians and their coteries' bank accounts. Now, this is what the Enforcement Directorate that is probing this matter has said. Former Minister Nagendra bribed the voters in Balari, and at least 200 rupees per voter was paid to each in Balari. So that's the big news coming in. This is what the investigation agencies are saying right now. The heat clearly rising for the Congress leaders and former ministers as well. Remember, there had to be resignations that came in this case. Valmiki Corporation, supposed to be for the welfare of the downtrodden and underprivileged groups. Instead, allegedly, there was money that was going into ministers, corporations and others' bank accounts. Officials of the corporation were also allegedly involved, and there was a full-on nexus that ED appears to have exposed now. But the basic claim, remember, the huge sensational issue right now here is the transferring of money was one aspect, but was that money being used to bribe voters in the Lok Sabha elections? Remember that Karnataka is one state that the Congress party has managed to retain, and not only for the state assembly elections, but even for Lok Sabha, the Congress had managed a good share for the southern state, and therefore a lot of hope resting on the Congress party. But were there unfair means used, specifically bribe, which is absolutely illegal and unacceptable when it comes to the decision of the electorate and to cast their vote on the ballot? We'll try and get our reporters on the ground as well about what precisely is happening, because this claim, remember, is not looking good for Siddaramaiah specifically as a Chief Minister. S. Prakash of the BJP is joining me. Mr. Prakash, good morning. I'm primarily quoting what the Enforcement Directorate sources are telling India Today. But to have a transferred amount, funding meant for the downtrodden, to be using it for bribe.
The Congress party, which boasts about the Gandhian principles, are distributing money from looted from the government organization to secure the votes. Such kind of corruption they are indulging in Karnataka. This is a very serious exposure made by the Enforcement Directorate. I am sure our candidates will challenge this in the Election Commission and also in the court to ensure the winner is disqualified for spending more than the money expected of him. The Valmiki scandal is a very huge scandal, including the Chief Minister, the Minister. Most of them are involved in it. I am sure the ED will bring out the complete truth in the issue.
But Mr. Prakash, do you think that this is about the Chief Minister, or this is perhaps the surrounding ministers there in the cabinet? And Nagendra also had to resign in this case. But do you think that Chief Minister also must put out a statement on this?
The principal secretary of the Chief Minister is the Finance Secretary, Principal Secretary of the State, Mr. Atiq Ahmed. He works closely with the Siddaramaiah. Without his knowledge, 100 crores cannot be swindled. The government, the UNA rupee cannot go out without the knowledge of the Finance Secretary or the Chief Minister. And 100 crores have been looted. How can the Chief Minister claim innocence? How can the Finance Secretary claim innocence? They should all be investigated.
All right. Please stay on with me, Mr. Prakash. I'm also joined by my colleague Nagarjun Dwarkanath for the latest on that. Nagarjun, what is this about? Because this is absolutely sensational as a claim. It's one thing for corruption to be done by the netas that we've been aware about, another to bribe voters with it.
Well, this is the charge of the ED charge sheet, naming all the accused, saying that the money from the Valmiki board was used for Balari Lok Sabha elections. Not just that, but also they have given links to Telangana, because the money from the board went to different accounts in Telangana as well. The ED suspects that even in Telangana, liquors money was given, is what the ED charge sheet says. However, the Congress government here is saying that time and again the agencies here have targeted opposition leaders. The Chief Minister yesterday too said that the money has been recovered. Then where is the question of being spent? Hence, he says that the agencies are targeting the opposition leader, and especially Minister Nagendra and the accused in Karnataka Valmiki a scam as well. But the ED charge sheet gives out some sensational remarks as to white money of the government, the exchequer money taken off from the board and then used in election is what the serious charges are.